Can New York's power grid take the heat when it comes to weaning the state off of natural gas? State Senator George Borrello is now calling for a study on snow emergencies. The Republican pointing to that 2022 blizzard that resulted in the deaths of 47 people in western New York as a real catalyst for this proposal. And Senator Borrello joins us live here tonight. Senator, it is always great to see you. I wonder if we could just start here reflecting back on 2022 and why this is top of mind, because we know the deadly consequences that resulted from a system in which people were not able to stay warm during that unprecedented blizzard.
Well, you're exactly right. And, we had 47 lives lost here in western New York in that blizzard. And unfortunately, it's not a matter of if, but when this will happen again. And what has bothered me and concerned me is when I hear someone like the chairman of the State Senate Energy Committee saying, oh, if we'd only been switched to all electric, perhaps we could have saved those lives, which is dangerous rhetoric from someone who has no idea how western New York receives most of its heating through natural gas. So that's what was my impetus for this bill, so that we could study this and make sure that an even, well-balanced commission will determine whether or not we will be safer or less safe when the state electrifies.
Yeah, tell me about this proposal, how it would work, and what conclusions, not what conclusions they would have, but how they would come about giving lawmakers the information that you all need to develop policy, right?
Well, then, unlike the irresponsible Climate Action Council, which was heavily weighted toward climate alarmists and had only 2 representatives from legitimate energy companies, this 15-person commission will be well balanced. It will include people from western New York's largest energy producers, as well as public safety and other folks to make sure that we have a well-balanced group of people that can study and produce a confident conclusion as to what would happen if we electrify here and eliminate natural gas, which is absolutely what Governor Hochul and the Democrats in Albany want to do, is eliminate the use of natural gas, which is our most affordable and most reliable form of heating our homes and businesses.
I've questioned the president of NYSERDA, other people in the governor's administration about how you get to the point at which the electric grid in this state, as we transition to all electric, would be able to operate during a snow emergency like the blizzard, or really just operate all year round. Knowing what you know now, do you think that's a possibility, or are you sort of one of these folks who think, look, this is just never going to happen?
Well, first of all, we don't know, because there has been no studies done whatsoever. No due diligence has been done. They cannot tell you how much we're going to need and when we're going to need it. They can't tell you the impact of eliminating reliable power like natural gas. And quite frankly, we're already seeing the wheels come off. The governor and other folks are saying we're not going to hit these targets. We don't know the costs. You even have fellow Democrats, like our state comptroller Tom DiNapoli, who's called them out and has said that this is essentially a wish list with no plan whatsoever. So when someone like Tom DiNapoli comes out and has the courage to say that this isn't going to work and you need to pump the brakes, we should do that.
So, Senator, I looked through some of the public polling on this issue, and a majority of New Yorkers do support the idea of transitioning off of fossil fuels and going to all electric. And I'm sure some of them would say that you're just not supportive of that. How do you respond to that criticism and that is sort of what's driving all of this from folks on your side of the aisle?
Well, first and foremost, we need a balanced portfolio, and we need a better plan to transition if we're going to do that. Secondly, when you ask people, yes, are they concerned about climate change? A majority of New Yorkers are. But then when you actually start to tell them what they're going to have to sacrifice and what it's going to cost them, then all of a sudden things change. You have a perfect example in the Ithaca, the liberal bastion of upstate New York, where they actually voted down buying electric school buses. So apparently it's only a climate crisis for the liberals in Ithaca if it isn't going to raise their property taxes. So you have to really put a number to this, and that has yet to be done.
Finally, Senator, I'm pretty much out of time, but think you can get the votes to get this done? I mean, at the end of the day, you're saying, look, let's put together a bipartisan commission and get the facts to this. Are you confident?
Well, it's a responsible, well-balanced, common sense solution, and I hope that my Democrat colleagues get on board, because it's their constituents as well as mine that are going to suffer if this is another tragedy like this, and we are not prepared.
All right, we will continue to follow it. State Senator George Borrello joining us live here tonight. He, of course, represents the southern tier portion of Western New York. Senator, thanks for your time.
Thank you.